Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast Friday Football Live Edition. Sean Higgs, Matt Fargo. Waiting on appearance from Marc Lawrence that'll be popping in today. Maybe Alex Smart as well. But before we get to that, you know the routine here. You're tuning in on a Friday, the new time 1:30. Hit the like button. Thumb it up. Let's go. Share, subscribe, notification bell on. Let's build up the channel. Free picks daily. Some in tape form. Today is live, Saturday, Sunday, with Chip Trimbus and the Vegas Legends. The OGs bring in free picks on the weekends. Me, Doug, Chip, Brian, Matt, Kevin, who else? Alex. I'm missing people during the week, but you know the routine here. Tune on in. Hit that like button. Premium plays. Again, free picks. Premium action. All of our top plays are at gamblersworld.net. 3/7/38 packages guaranteed. Show your profit, credits back. Can't beat that. The new daily passes we have, $10, $20, $30 off on these new packages. Great deals going around November to November. It's Thanksgiving. Don't settle for a boneless little breast for like $9.99 or some nasty sliced turkey from the deli, some imposter. Listen, we'll put money in your pocket. Get a real turkey. Maybe get one of those Marie's Organic 26-pounders. That's what I roll in my home. Plus some ham. We got to have a ham on Thanksgiving. Listen, speaking of hams, I'm going to go on a rant because I'm a giant ham head here. What the hell, bro? We're going to start off with baseball. 10-10, Paul Skeens, absolute flat-out joke of an award. This guy gets a Cy Young. 25 games back. Hasn't pitched a meaningful game since he's probably in Little League. How the hell does this guy get Cy Young at 10-10? Oh, well, look at his ERA. Who cares about his damn ERA? He didn't lead the league in strikeouts, in innings. Sure as heck didn't lead in wins. Nothing. What did he lead the league in besides being a pain in my ass, getting a Cy Young he doesn't deserve? I love how, wins don't matter. Wins don't matter. But apparently they matter when they want to throw this damn war in my face for wins above replacement. That's when it matters. Not actual wins on the field. That, Cleveland, his offense was as bad or as worse in some categories as the Pirates. They somehow make the playoffs and win games. But I'm supposed to feel bad for Paul Skeens? No. Absolute joke that he gets a Cy Young. Cy Young number 2 rant on Scooble getting it. What did he have better than Crochet? Not wins, because Crochet won 18 games. He won 13. Not innings. Crochet beat him there. Not strikeouts. He beat him there. Not quality starts. Crochet beat him there. Because he had a better, let's be honest, he had a better outing in the playoffs. That's what it's come down to, the game against Seattle. He had dominant playoff performance, which aren't supposed to count, Matt. The guy won, 4 games after July? The team was terrible. Crochet's pitching one-hitters versus the Yanks, and the Tigers are losing to everybody and the Sisters of the Poor to boot to piss away a division title. But, yeah, I'll give it to Scooble. And then we get to Bettani. I get, I can't really argue that guy. I get it. He's the best in the NL. Judge, I will say, listen, when he lost to Altuve, it was like, whoa, he had home runs. He should have won. He should have won. This guy out of the catcher position, again, I'm not saying Judge didn't have a monster year, but sometimes you reward things based on, you can say, this guy did out of a catcher position, out of a switch hitting role, 60. If he would have broke Judge's record or tied it, maybe he would have got a little accolades. Judge hit higher, that's great, but let's be honest, catcher's the hardest position. Does you not get any bonus for that? You get no bonus for playing the hardest position on the field? 9 innings a game, up and down with every single pitch? Come on. I mean, well, the war says this. It's judged by a country mile. I don't know, man. Listen, that one, I guess, could be called more of a toss-up, but the Mariners are nowhere without him. And the Yanks have already – we see Judge. Judge doesn't show up in the playoffs one year, and Stanton carries the team. He doesn't show up for the Mariners. That team's not winning 75 games this year. That's my little rant. You can comment on it. You could turn it off. I don't care. I know it's a Football Friday show. The 10-win Cy Young is a disgrace to guys who pitched before this guy. It started with Felix Hernandez with a 12-win Cy Young season. It's been downhill ever since with this crap.
Didn't Jacob DeGrom win a Cy Young with
12? Yes, but also the Mets were in the World Series those years. I mean, they were a playoff team. I could accept.
No. I understand that. That's why I'm saying wins shouldn't matter because I want to say he had 12 wins, maybe. I don't remember exactly. I was just looking at the voting results here, and I'm with you on Skeens for sure. I think Sanchez should have won it. He had a better year overall. Or Yamamoto. I mean, see, the things with Yamamoto is obviously they don't count the postseason. If they did, he 100% should have won it after the postseason he had. Oh my God. Skubal and Crochet, I think it's a toss-up. I see your point about Skubal kind of not pitching well down the stretch, but yeah. But I'm 100% on board with Cal Raleigh. He deserved it 100%. I'm sorry. He broke the record for most home runs by a catcher, right? He broke the home run record for a switch hitter of any freaking player. And Aaron Judge gets the MVP. The Yankees are in the playoff. Nonetheless, if Judge is not on that team, Seattle is not. If Raleigh was not on that team, I'm sorry. Raleigh should have had the MVP in the American League. And obviously,
it's like they went back like, whoa. Trout should have won the MVP over a guy who won a Triple Crown. Dude, the Triple Crowns happen like 5 times. Like, no, the Triple Crown guy gets the MVP.
Yeah,
but you go about the defense here. Yeah, the defense is so good that the Angels haven't seen the playoffs since Scott Schoenweis was the race in 2002. Get the hell out of here. You know, like,
how many wins did Crochet have this year?
18.
18? Okay. I don't have the stats.
13. Again, if you're a pitcher, if you're playing somebody, a head-to-head stat should matter versus that guy. I got more wins. I got more innings. All right. Maybe not. You want to throw the wins out. How about innings pitched? I got you there. We pitched the same amount of games. I got you in strikeouts. I mean, I think the whips were comparable. Those kind of. But no. Slow down there, fella. We got to look at we got to dive deep. No, you don't. Yeah. Sometimes
I think it's one of those things where if they're the favorite coming in, and if they don't step on their own feet, they're going to win it. You know, if they have a really, really good season, even if it's not as good as possibly someone else, if they come in as a favorite, I think they probably the voters, whoever the voters are, just keep them there. And I think it's wrong. I think it's totally wrong. Last year, Skubal had the pitcher's Triple Crown. Yeah. That's 100% a win. I get that. Yes, he deserved it last year. But yeah, I think it could have gone either way this year. Crochet had a great year.
221 to a 259 ERA.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Crochet had one more start, 10 more innings, and how many more Ks? And 14 Ks. So in one start, there's no way the Skubal's going 10 innings and striking out 14. I don't think. Maybe it's possible, but.
And even in the next league, I mean, Freddie Peralta could have made a case. He had a great year.
Well, that was my case with Freddie Peralta.
He finished fifth.
Did he even get a vote? Did Freddie Peralta even get a damn vote? The guy led the league in wins on the team that was in first place from wire to wire. Listen, 204 strikeouts is not a lot, but the leader only had 224.
Yeah, well, I think at one point in August, he had 5 straight starts where he did not allow a run. He was unhittable the second round.
Sanchez had a decent year. I mean, Luzardo was a higher ERA. I mean, I guess the 4 ERA is going to disqualify that guy. You know?
Right. Yeah.
But come on, 10-10? 10-10. That's a disgrace to guys who pitched, who used to throw when a 7 inning game mattered. I can't with that. That is disgraceful. It bothers me. That kind of crap. I don't watch baseball anymore. Like, it's getting so far away. Well, look at it. Oh, there's exit velocities in here, and look at the spin rate. What the hell are you talking about, bro? No.
Do you know Babe Ruth only had?
Why are we keeping score?
Babe Ruth only had one MVP. How about that? Did you know that?
Who?
I heard that this morning. Babe Ruth only had one MVP.
I want to say, if we're not going to count wins, I hope what the agent should start saying, like, whoa, man, wins don't matter here. How you compare my guy to this? It's all about feel good energy here, and they're it's all about the defense apparently with the war stat. I don't know. I'm just so annoyed. I don't even like baseball anymore. It's my favorite sport. I hate it. I hate it now with that crap. Yes.
Awards mean nothing anyways.
And it's what I saw in this, John? How about this, man? When it broke down to who voted, how it broke away from people, the Midwest teams, voters, they all voted against Cal Raleigh. Like all the people from like who they face, like, screw that guy, give it to Judge. Like there was no East Coast total bias. It was the Midwest voted against them.
Yeah, I don't know. Who are the voters for the awards? Is it like newspaper people and stuff like that? Sports writers?
Yeah, I don't know. A bunch of morons get it. All right, here we go. First game of the day. Here I've ranted enough, and I probably lost people. I don't care. That's just a 10-win guy's not the best pitcher in baseball. I'm sorry. Not when there's a team worse than you offensively that got to the freaking playoffs and won games. I don't want to hear it. Washington over Washington State. What are we talking? Is this college basketball for today?
College hoops, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I guess we'll just start on college basketball. I took Washington State plus 11. So we'll see what happens with the number. I don't know. Hello, glue sniffers. Yes, glue sniffers and window lickers. That's us, Lake Show. Chiefs laying 4. Play the Wednesday. Let's get into football. I think Mark was just hanging out in the background. He didn't want to come in because he saw me ranting about Major League Baseball. He's probably like, what the hell is this guy talking about baseball? Cy Young, what is that?
What's a Cy Young? Right.
On some team?
Yes, big year for the Cy Young pitchers. I'm sure you guys did it all, right?
The Cy Young, Mark. That's like telling us that Justin Fields is up for the AFC Offensive Player of the Year award, like the best quarterback award. How is that possible? Would you put Justin Fields in the top 5 of quarterbacks right now?
Are you kidding me?
No, but they just did that to Paul Skeens. There you go. How about that, Power fans? Paul Skeens is the Justin Fields of baseball. How about that?
I wouldn't go that far.
With his 10-10 record?
And the argument there was, well, the Pirates can't score. They're a bad offensive team. The Cleveland Guardians offense was just as bad or worse in categories. Worse. And they won 88 games and won games in the playoffs. Stop it with that. That's wrong.
Matt, did you like Paul Skeens winning the Cy Young award?
No. I think it should have gone to Sanchez or Yamamoto.
The guy didn't play the important game all year.
It's such a close race. I don't think he should have been unanimous. The fact that it was unanimous was the surprising thing.
These are the same momos that put that kid Mizrowski in the All-Star game after 19 innings. Look at this guy. He should be in the All-Star game. He's awesome. Can we get somebody who's born before 2003 to vote, please?
Has anybody ever won a Cy Young award with a losing record? Or without a winning record?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, we have to go way back maybe, but I don't think so.
I think Milano Perez should have got it. In 93, he was 7-18 for the Yanks with a 2.80 ERA. Why didn't he get Cy Young votes? Because he was crap because they lost. They couldn't win a game. All right. I could go on and on. You know what? Take everybody out and let's turn this into my bashing of Paul Skeens Day. Mark, you walked right into a Kansas City Chiefs question here. The line was 4. It's 3.5. Bye week for Andy Reid and Mahomes, laying to an 8-2 team, a team that nearly beat them twice last year. Boy, does it not scream to me to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this matchup?
Well, there's people that use a lot of that analogy, the line's telling me something. And I think this would probably be the classic case of the line telling you something. But the line's there for a reason, guys. And it's there largely because of, number one, a situation. If Kansas City loses, they're 3.5 games back of Denver. Are you kidding me? 3.5 games with 7 weeks to go.
Yes.
So this is like back to the wall time for the Chiefs here, obviously. Then you've also got Andy Reid's record, as you guys mentioned, off a bye week, which is terrific in the regular season. And you got the matchups here. I think, Reid over Peyton is a huge edge to Kansas City. Mahomes over Knicks is a monstrous edge to Kansas City. So they weren't going to let you go out and be able to play Kansas City -2, 1 or pick in this football game because it would have just been all one-sided here. So I think that's what's happening with this number.
But even to open it at 4 like they did, why not at like a 3 or something? Would be a little. I could understand a 3, a 4.5, 4 opener.
A 3 opener, you see what happened. They would have shot the 4 right away. They would have just been belted with money right away at 3. So, I don't ever question the odds maker and what he puts up there. I really don't. Sometimes I don't like the lines that he puts up there. And, if I wanted Kansas City in this football game, I wouldn't like the line. But I don't question what he's doing and why it is he's doing it. And
they got the Colts next week.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Kansas City, I think, is the play here. I mean, we talked about it last week after Denver beat the Raiders on that Thursday night game, where their offense has just been horrible of late. Their defense is carrying them. Bo Nix has regressed, and KC they're number 2 in the NFL and EPA on offense right now. And as Mark mentioned, Andy Reid off a bye is pure gold, and Mahomes off a bye is pure gold. So. Yeah, I think this is the spot. Like Mark said as well. Their backs are against the wall right now, and this is a must win for them.
Reid off the bye is pure gold, as you mentioned, Matt. But he's also in kind of a unique situation in that he lost straight up as a favorite before the bye, and he's been in that role 8 times, and he's won 7, coming off having had the rug pulled out of him. So, a lot of good cases to be made for Kansas City here. It's whether or not you like the price that you have to pay for the ticket to to make the play.
I mean, Denver, we saw a 10-7 Raiders game, 13-11 against the Jets, 18-15 against the Titans, 20-12 or no, 20, excuse me, the 18-16 or 18-15 game was the Texans. 20-12 in week 1, they needed a late bailout there against the Titans team, who looks terrible. Where is their good showing? Coming back from down 30-0 against the Giants, a rookie quarterback on the road. Where's the good win for them? Where is it? They choked away a game at the Chargers. They should have won the Colts game. They got a bad call against them. Where's the good win? To beat Dallas? I just saw Dallas lose to Arizona. I've seen Dallas lose to the Bears. I've seen Dallas lose to Carolina Panthers. I don't know where their good win is.
I mean, the best win is it has to be Philly. I mean, that was a game they really never should have won. I mean, they scored 18 points in the fourth quarter to win that one. Huge comeback win. They never should have won it, but they did. So I think that's probably their best one. And I'm not saying Philly's a great team right now because they're not. But looking at their schedule, that is probably
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you go through their games. I'm like, I'm not interested. I'm going to make a show pick on KC -3.5. People are going to want to take that half a point. Be like, look at that, I'm getting 3.5. It's the hook. It's not going to make a difference if KC wins by 14 today.
Yeah, Denver's played the number 29 schedule in the NFL, so it's been a fairly easy road for them for sure. Yeah, I'm on board with KC.
I'll make it 3 for 3, guys. I'm with you.
There we go. Official play, Kansas City minus. It is 3.5. It is a 3.5 spot. Next game up here, I'm looking for the board. Illinois from our guy Mar. Illinois -15 to Maryland. Oh man, what do we make of Illinois? I've yet to really recover their back-them since they got annihilated by Indiana 60-0.
They got beat over 400 yards in the game. That was made just exactly what it was, as bad as the scoreboard said.
But they lose to Indiana. They lost to Ohio State. I mean, they lose to the good teams, but they do beat the bad teams.
Well, they just clinched a bowl 6th win, eligible win. So is there going to be a little bit of a regression or a letdown here by Illinois? Very, very disappointing season, as you mentioned here. A lot was expected. They got out to a good start. But you talk about a team that got out to a good start and laid an egg, and that's Maryland in the same football game, So, which way?
5 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So, which way are they going to go? Their back is to the wall. They got to win 2 games. if it's here, they could win 2 games. I mean, they could. They got Illinois and the Michigans after this. And I'm not enamored with either of the Michigans. So, all they have to do is take care of business here this week and then see where the cards fall for Maryland. I think Maryland's going to be geeked up for the game personally.
It's a lot of points. I'd be interested in maybe a cover. But again, they got two out of 3 on the road, which isn't easy when you drop 5 in a row. And I mean, you've been competitive. 24-20 Washington, 34-31 Nebraska, 2017 UCLA. I'll throw the Indiana game out there because they're good, but
I was on Maryland last week at Rutgers, and they looked horrible. They were awful. And look at the schedule. Who have they beaten? They beat Wisconsin. That's probably their best win. It is their best win. And Wisconsin's trash this year. They beat Towson. They beat Northern Illinois and Florida Atlantic. And since then, the offense has done nothing except for 31 against Nebraska. 20, 17, 10, and 20. I don't trust this team at all. This is a game where I think Illinois can just give it to them.
Well, Indiana's made a lot of teams look bad this year. I mean, a lot. They've held every opponent to a season low in points scored this year, except Iowa. That was their second lowest, and except last week against Penn State when they cracked them for 24. That was sort of like anti-Indiana. But the potential for this Indiana football team is. My question is about Indiana is what's going to happen with this team the last week of the season? They got their state rival Purdue and most likely Ohio State waiting on deck for the Big Ten championship game. They're going to lay a monster number on the road here for Indiana because of who they are. The question is, can Purdue show up for this football game, and will Indiana play down to that level because of the monster look ahead? We'll talk about that in 2 weeks, but that's kind of what I'm scouting ahead with Indiana here.
Why do I feel they're going to cover their 34 points or whatever? I'll be on the road. This guy plays. Look at the scores. I don't care. He doesn't care that Ohio State's next. He's like, whatever. I think he'll run it up.
Well,
how's Purdue stopping him?
Indiana's real strength is their defense, guys. I mean, I know they can put points up on the board, but they just stuff people unbelievably. Yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games they hold opponents to season low or second low yardage marks. I
can't believe they've taken that big a step in 2 years. I mean, I figured it'd take a little while to get a little depth in there from player A to player B. I know he brought a lot of his guys from his old school, but dude, they are making these Big Ten teams look like jokes. It's a big bad Big Ten. They're dropping 55-10 scores on these guys. It's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, they're laying, over 30 to Wisconsin this week. And it's one of those games where you think they actually will have a letdown. I don't think Signetti is going to let it happen. I really don't. He's balling through the wall every game. I don't think he's going to have him let down this game. You know what I mean? Like, it's a classic letdown spot, but.
Good for them. We've had so much of Ohio State, Michigan for years out there. Now here comes Indiana. I think Michigan's – I'm with you about their not loving them, Mark. Like, I don't think the coach is a good fit there. I think they're – I don't know. Let's be honest. Did they cheat to get their win? People would say that.
That's right.
Who knows? Let's head to the American. Memphis, East Carolina, a 3-point line here for ECU. Utter destruction. ECU dropping 40 their last 3 games. Memphis comes in off a loss. I like Tulane in that spot because Tulane was off a bad game before that. They're licking their chops because they had Memphis on deck. The way these teams play, I don't know if I have a side thought for you there, John, on this one. Definitely an overthought, what we've seen out of these teams the last couple of weeks. I would definitely be interested in over here. Between the two, and it is not terrible. I mean, 58 is high, but when you're scoring 40 a game, someone getting a total of 70 doesn't seem out of the realm for a final score for me here. What do you think there, Matt Fargo?
Yeah, I think I like East Carolina in the spot. I think Memphis, they're coming off that loss. Their season's done now, and I think they're just a deflated bunch right now. And they've been fortunate in a lot of games this year. They had that win against Arkansas, where Arkansas was driving and they fumbled the ball on the 10-yard line. They had a 3-point win over South Florida thanks to a 14-0 or 17-0 fourth quarter. That was another game they should have lost. I just think they're an overrated team. East Carolina's been playing well. They still have a shot at the AAC championship game. They're they're 4-1. They're half game behind Navy, and they're tied with 3 other teams, I believe. So it's a wide open race right now, and I like the way East Carolina's playing. It's a short number. I think Memphis is still overrated for no reason. And I think it's a good buy low spot with East Carolina.
Yeah, they're a name and reputation team right now, or at least were coming into the season. Now the wheels are beginning to come off of the.
I was gonna say this is your like a bubble burster, right? I mean, the playoff hope's pretty much gone, going to 8-2 now.
Well, it would have been Sean if they were undefeated when that happened. But they had lost earlier to, oh my God, UAB. It should have been an investigation there. I don't know. I don't know what.
Well, UAB had fired the coach, so they got the old new coach bump there.
Was that the first game back?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. Well, that does make sense then. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I thought it was before that.
Well, not that it's over, but you had just seen this coming. Trent Dilfer just simply could not coach. He'd never been a college football coach in his life. And he took over that program there, and they didn't do anything special. It didn't surprise me at all when he was gone. But that is the black eye for Memphis, losing a game to UAB as a 24-point favorite. Come on, Manor. There's no excuse for that.
Well, how about
one thing? Let me say, I'll hand it right back to you. Memphis has not done. They haven't lost 2 games in a row. You got to go back 3 years to find the last time they lost 2 games in a row. They're 8-0 in bounce backs. But those are better Memphis teams. This Memphis team is not of that caliber.
You mentioned Dilfer. How about Gottlieb? I know it's college basketball, but another guy looks totally clueless coaching a team. Hey, I know I'm the coach, but you know what? I'm still going to do my little podcast and say no practice today, Phil.
Exactly.
We're not going to do any practice. I got to go. Talk a little bit on my podcast with 1,300 viewers. What are we?
Yeah, he's done after this year. I'm surprised he made it this year, to be honest with you. They were awful last year. Awful.
Gavin wants to know thoughts on Lions and Eagles. Well, let's be honest here. Talk about a buying low here on the Eagles. Another poor performance. They did get a win, but you got a Lion team. I don't. Not that they've struggled. All right, you take a loss, you win. Why do I feel that Dan Campbell is going to want to come out and have like a statement type game here? I know they're the dome team out in the elements. Again, I know what the weather's like in Washington on Sunday. Short of northeast wintry mix, snowy ice rain thing, I want to take Detroit. I think Detroit is the better team. The Eagles again. I had a Monday night. I thought, this is a game. You're off a bye week. You're kind of getting healthy. You're not going to be more healthy versus Detroit, and that's how they played on Monday night, like just lethargic. I can't trust them at home. I don't care 1-2. I don't care what the number is, and it's similar to like the Kansas City game, with Detroit, same kind of line here against the Chiefs. I don't want anything to do with the Eagles. It was week 11, week 12, and we're still waiting for a good game, a complete game. You mentioned, Matt, them choking away a game versus Denver. I mean, every game they do not look like they care and just we're good. We'll get a win. I don't know. Dan Campbell's 69% when his ATS since taking over. He's
the best in the league. His spread record.
It is. It's. I think it's 69%, Matt or Mark.
Well, the one thing he's never lost the role he's in this week is when he's played somebody that's coming up back-to-back wins and covers. He's been 8 times that way. He's not lost to the spread yet. Not lost a game or to the spread. He's a monster as far as the point spread goes. You can start making all kinds of cases for Detroit every game they play. The first thing you do is you go look at Dan Campbell and find out exactly what his role is, in particular. I think the strength in this game here, personally, guys, is the Detroit rush game over the Philadelphia Eagles rush game. This Philadelphia Eagles running game here, I don't know what's happened. I don't know they're not feeding Barkley the ball enough. It's part of their woes and their problems. But if you look, they average 20 yards a game more running the ball, do the Detroit Lions than the Eagles, 136 to 111 yards. And I think that's a huge, huge difference in a football game like this. And what makes it even better is the fact that Detroit will pound you on the ground with rushing attempts in each game, which means they're going to chew the clock up and keep your team on the field a lot longer here. There's a method to the madness of what Dan Campbell does, and he does it real, real well. And I say that I think the biggest edge for Detroit in this game is the running game.
Yep. I think you're 100% right. He took over the play calling last week, and look what they did. They put up 226 yards on the ground, and along with 320 through the air, balanced. Yep. And I think him taking over the play calling obviously made the difference in that game, and I think it's going to make a huge difference going forward. And as Higgsy said, I can't trust this Philadelphia team right now at all. They have not put a complete game together. And like you said with Barkley, I'm not sure what's going on with him. Like, he should have been the MVP last year. And I just back-to-back grass games for Detroit. Is that a big deal? I don't think it is.
Here we go. I'm looking at someone's little article here. It says they are 4-1 versus the Eagles. Dan Campbell's 13-2 against the NFC in road games. 11-2 as a dog, 22-5 in just road games overall. I mean, he's just got ridiculous numbers.
Yeah. Yep. I remember seeing a stat like that earlier in the season with Detroit. How they have the mantra of they're such a great home team, but they are really, really good on the road when it comes to cover numbers and winning.
And I can relate to that exactly what you say, Matt. It's a great point. Like when we're tearing each team apart for the newsletter each week, and let's just say we're going to go try and make a case against Detroit. Well, all you have to do is open up the database and look at Detroit and try and find some bad numbers that have holes in them, and they're impossible to find. They're just impossible to find. Everything they do is good. So I get tired of trying to pick against Detroit. I thought they were phony a couple of years ago, but boy, Dan Campbell has really changed my mind.
Yeah, well, you think it's first like, all right, so what? He's new coach. They get a little bounce, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're 4 years into this, and the guy is 58-22 against the spread or whatever hell he is.
Yep.
I mean, holy cow.
Sometimes
you got to be like, you know what? Public's going to win. I'm going to jump on it with them. I mean, it's you bet the Lions every year. You're going to make money. If you were that disciplined to take the Lions every game, just them for the entire season, you're Scrooge McDuck walking around. Diving into
hey, Sean, he could lose the spread 20 straight games in a row, and he's still going to have a really rock solid coaching point spread record.
It's crazy.
Yes, unbelievable.
Mar, over Pitt Notre Dame 53.5. I think you have to bet the over because Pat Narduzzi thinks that Notre Dame's going to put 100 points on.
That's coach speak.
Yeah.
How can you say that in front of your players? Seriously, like
that might. I like the over. I think Notre Dame could score 40 on these guys. Notre Dame could score. Pitt. I've been down on Pitt since they let West Virginia beat them. West Virginia was missing their all conference running back, wide receiver, a backup quarterback. You think the week before Narduzzi's the dude is running. Play action touchdown passes with 19 seconds left to cover spreads, and he gets walloped by a team decimated by injuries. I want nothing to do with Pitt. No way. No way. Notre Dame go over by themselves, I'd say here.
Well, I mean, since the quarterback, what's his name? I don't even know his name. The freshman quarterback for Pitt, since he took over, his offense is on fire right now. I think they can put some points up on Notre Dame. Notre Dame's defense is great. Yes, I understand that. They are. Oh, what are they? Number 5 and they're number 34 in defensive EPA. That's decent, but not great, not overwhelming. I think Pittsburgh can get some points here, and I think the over is the right call if you're going for the total. Yeah,
I like what you're saying, Matt. I agree 100%. You can make a case maybe for both sides to the spread in the football game, but I think you're right on track here. I think there'll be a well-lit scoreboard in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh hasn't played any great defenses lately. But, man, you're putting up 48, 34, 30, 53, 35 in the last 5 games. That's pretty darn good. I don't care who you're playing.
We're going Notre Dame over 53.5 as a show pick here. First college football pick of the show here. Back to the NFL with our guy Ray. Bengals 5.5 team total over 20.5 versus Steelers. Yes, sirree, Bob. I'm a Bengals backer. I took them at 6. 5.5 to me is an autoplay on these NFL dogs. This is such a crazy number. We can go back to Bengals game 1 of the regular season versus the Browns. Had that 5.5 work out. We could go back to their game versus the Steelers. They were 5.5 home doggy. They won that one. I mean, the 5.5, if you're taking these, have been money. Sign me up, Ray. I'm with you on this game.
Well, I'm with you as well. I'm just a huge anti-Steeler guy. They're the only team in the league that's only outgained one opponent this year. One opponent, and that was the Cleveland Browns. So if you can hang your hat on that, good luck to you. I don't know where it's coming.
And that was against a guy making his second start coming back from England and Pittsburgh off a bye week.
Yep, Dylan Gabriel, right? Exactly.
And I'll let you get to this in a second, Fargo, Matt, in 1 second. You have Steelers, and this is a spot where you'd be like, all right, they're not as bad as they looked on Sunday night when they played. They look terrible. I had them Sunday. I'm like, you know what? Chargers with no offensive line. Give me the Steelers. Yeah. I don't even care that they're off a game like that. I'll take Cincy off a bye week. I got Flacco. I got an offense that could score some points. I'll dare the Steelers to find some offense. Go for it.
Hey, Matt, you got 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks here, Flacco and Rodgers. Do you put what Pittsburgh's not doing this football season on Aaron Rodgers, or is it more a function of who the team is, the talent they've got in Mike Tomlin's playbook?
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you think?
I think it's the latter. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Aaron Rodgers, what is he, 41? I mean, he doesn't have the same get up that he used to. I mean, he's coming up in an awful game against the Chargers. And Sean brought up a good point about, the fact that Pittsburgh gave up, what was it, 20? What, they gave up 27 last week? Against a team that can't block. They have no offensive line. And I think Cincinnati can score enough points here to get covered. The only concern is the Bengals defense. They're dead last in EPA in the league. Henderson is out again. So that's the only concern that I have. But I don't know if Pittsburgh can take advantage of it. I really don't.
I was going to say that. Can Cincinnati take advantage, or can Pittsburgh take advantage of Cincinnati's holy defense? Right. That's the question. Right. I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either. I don't think they can. And anything over field goal here, I'm in. Yeah, I'm surprised it's this high.
We're going with Mar. Bills Tampa 47.5 total here. Thoughts on the over? For me, my first look would be a overplay there. Tampa Bay can't run the ball. They throw it all over the place. That's their offense, although it's been missing with the injuries are, I guess, finally starting to catch up a little bit with them. I had them last week. Probably shouldn't have, looking back, like you can't lay 3 as an opening number there, but whatever. Patriots got it done. This one here, I'm going to go over. I do not like the Bills' defense. I think that is their Achilles. And how good are the Bills, by the way? You should have lost to the Ravens. Should have lost to the Dolphins on a short week on a Thursday night. Then you did lose to the Dolphins. You did lose to the Patriots. You did lose to the Falcons. You almost lost to the Saints. This is really – they're going to come in here. And listen, can they win? Josh Allen, team on his back, come in here and win by 20? I don't know. I would be more happy to take an over here, though, Mark, than a side in this one.
I don't know if Buffalo can stop anybody right now, really. I mean, the real problem with this team is their defense. They're allowing 5.5 yards a rush. That's Cincinnati Bengal type material. There's only 4 teams in the league allowing more than 5, and Buffalo is one of them. So I don't know if they can rely any at all on their defense. But the problem with me here is Tampa has really got problems themselves, and I don't think people are picking up on this. They were winning a lot of come from behind games with Baker in the past, but they've been out-yarded 5 straight games in a row, Tampa Bay guys. You've got to fix that. You can't do you figure you're going to go into Buffalo and out-yard or outstat the Buffalo Bills on their home field here? I don't think so. To me, it's a real tough call because I think Tampa's going south and Buffalo's got problems. So I'm going to big out of the football game and wouldn't be surprised if either team wins a game.
I agree. I think the Tampa hype, Matt, was like, oh, look at this, Baker, da-da-da. last second stuff, and now you get injuries or keep accumulating there. The guys aren't coming back as fast as you want them, and then you got a Bills teams. You better start proving yourself a little bit here, Buffalo. So I'm with Mark on the thought of the side. I'm like, I'd rather pass it out. It could go either way.
Yeah, at first thought, I'm not touching this game at all, but my first thought was to back Buffalo because of an awful loss, and now they're coming home. But that loss for Tampa Bay hurt as well, and for both teams coming off losses, I can't look at a side here. Excuse me. But this is the lowest total the Bills have seen this year. Why? Why is it so low? Is it because of Tampa of all their injuries on offense?
Yeah, banged up.
Buffalo can't stop anyone. Yeah, I think the over is the only way to go in this game.
Well, that's interesting. This is their lowest total. That makes me again. I didn't play this one yet, but I was ready. I was ready to release it here. Now you've made me think twice on that since it is their lowest total of the year.
I mean,
put it in the corner, Sean, and tell it to stay there, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one to get a look at there. I'm Danny boy, Dolphins commies first ever game in Madrid. Thinking the Dolphins. I don't care about it in Spain. It's a Dolphin play for me here. Somehow they're showing up to play. And people want the coach fired. And we'll talk about the Giants firing their coach in a second here. Might as well lead way into that. This guy isn't going to fire his coach midseason, right? He'll wait to the end. He thinks they're going to be bad. Let him just get some losses. Doesn't make a difference if he's going to fire him. Tua, though, believe it or not, if you look at their scores, a couple clunkers, right? Started out bad for him, but every time you look up, they got like 28 points in the game. Now he will throw an interception or two, right? Tua Tagovailoa turnover is a perfect name for the guy. But look at the scores, right? He's at 28, 31. Like it generates offense here. Etienne's a good running back. He's got Waddle out there. The key for me here, not the key, but the simple truth is that Washington is it's a lost season. It started in the offseason with injuries to the wide receivers. It's just continued, right? What's his name? He got hurt early, Daniels. Came back, got hurt again, and came back for another time, just lost for the year with a broken arm. Mariota, where's the heart? Not that they're not going to want to come out and play because they're professionals, but you got to be like, what the hell happened? We're supposed to be a 12-win team, right? We're going to the playoffs. We almost, maybe a Super Bowl dark horse, and yet here we are, backup quarterback in Spain, November. I'm sure they're happy. They're going to be sitting around eating. I don't know what they'll eat in Spain. Olives? What do they got over there? It's all
empanadas, yeah.
They're getting around empanadas. What I'm saying? Like, where I think it's just a lost season. I'm not blaming the coach. I'll blame the coach for the broken arm on Daniels, but they weren't going anywhere with him this year. It was a lost season. It was bad. They had other injuries. I like Dolphins here.
Man, what do you make of this mess here? You got two bad football teams, and you can really rip them both apart viciously. What are you going to get to? The axiom that I was always favored in my handicapping career is when it's garbage to garbage, you take out the garbage. You can't make a case to lay points with garbage. But what's your thought here, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's Miami or nothing. This defense for Washington is awful right now. And they're without Payne, who threw a punch last week, which was idiotic. Like you said, it's a lost season. I think this team has given up. I think the defense is 100% given up. Mariota, can he be trusted? I don't think so.
A backup, he would be trusted.
Yeah, and Miami's been very inconsistent on offense.
Well,
but
listen,
they played Cleveland. Cleveland has a great defense. They played Baltimore. Baltimore has a decent defense, and they've come around. They started off slow, but they're getting better. They just played them 2 games back. They put up 30 and 34 on that game, and I think they can put that up against Washington. I think Miami's the side here.
They scored 6 against Baltimore, 6 against Cleveland, and 8 against the Colts. But 27 on New England, 21 Buffalo, 27 Jets, 24 Carolina, 27 Chargers, 34 Atlanta, 30 on Buffalo. Like, they score. Mm-hmm. And who's Washington? I'm not putting Washington with, again, Baltimore defense is getting better. We didn't think they'd be as bad as they were to start the year. Cleveland's defense is pretty solid. And that was in a monsoon, too. It was not great weather there. And the Colts have looked pretty good themselves. This offense is scoring 25 points a game. I'm going to give that a shot versus a Washington team that's been giving up. They're giving up 44, 38, 28, and 44 the last 4 games.
Yeah, it's 38 a game. There's something going on with that defense. They're just not showing up. Yeah. Let me phrase this to you guys. If you're the Washington, I almost caved in and said Redskins.
Bring it back.
If you're the Commanders and you're playing this poorly, and you had to make a Christmas wish list this time of the year, and you would ask for something, you would probably most likely ask for a bad opponent to have to tackle to get you off this schneid here. Does Miami meet that criteria, being a bad opponent that Washington could wish to play to get out of this funk?
Look at it. They're 3-7.
Yeah, you make a good point. They played Detroit, Seattle, KC the last 3 games. So you're not going to win any of those. But this team right now,
exactly.
You make a good point. Like they could use a team like that. You're right. That is a good point. That is a very good point. But I just don't think, honestly, they can stop anyone on defense right now. I really don't.
Denver, Minnesota, and the Giants are next 3 opponents. Yeah, no, I'm you know what? I'm Miami-ing this up as a show pick. I don't care. Yeah, Washington might win this game. Could be. Well, might. So somebody might win a Cy Young with more than 10 wins, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. John, we'll shift it back to college. Baylor bears the Utah Utes. I was going to say Mountain West action, but this is Big 12.
Big 12, right?
The Big 12 now. I saw something that there's going to be a new WAC and American conference for basketball. There seems to be the United American Front or something. It's some crazy new conference coming up for them to, I don't know, be on the lookout for a new conference. Get ready to take center stage.
Is that going to be the Pac-12 resurrection with Washington State?
No, it's going to be a American and WAC, because the WAC is pretty much went west. So all these Texas schools are going to go back towards the east to get a new conference.
It really doesn't matter where you're located. You got Stanford and California playing in the ACC. So I don't think geography matters.
All right, the Utes and Baylor. Baylor 8.5-point dog. I was a Utah guy. I like Whittingham. Maybe he should have hung it up a couple years ago, because he's never going to get that opportunity to win a Rose Bowl and walk out the door. That ain't happening. You look at this number. Oh boy! Is Baylor that bad to be catching 8.5?
No,
I didn't think they were that bad a club. I know. Listen, Aranda's been on the hot seat for 2 years now. Maybe they take a beating here, and then the powers that be say, you know what, we're going to move on. Utah to me, though, I can't lay 8 here. Is this an overplay? 8 points. I want to take the points. Utah's ranked 15th.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Matt, but I think Utah's been the one team in college football that Vegas has fallen in love with the most this football season here. They were picked by many to win the Big 12, and every week they just keep coming to support this Utah Utes. They haven't been a dog yet this year.
They were favored at BYU. At BYU favored. Texas Tech, they were favored by a field goal at home. Texas Tech ran them out of the building at a noon start on their own turf. 8 points. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but go ahead.
Well, what I like about Baylor Bear, I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Go finish your thought.
Well, my thought is that I think the only way they fire Aranda is if he doesn't get a bowl bid this year. If he's home, another missed bowl opportunity, I think he's gone. He's got to win one more game. He's got Utah, Arizona, and Houston up next. Doesn't mean that they're going to target any one of those teams. They just have to be fortunate and win one more football game. What has been really what I think favorable to Baylor here that a lot of people I don't think realize and works in a situation like this is they're one of only 2 teams in all of college football this year that brought back 17 or more returning starters 2 years in a row. There's a lot of experience on this football team. And now you're talking, I think, a ridiculous line, 8 points. I mean, I'm looking at, before the game come out Sunday night, I'm looking at Baylor and seeing if I can get maybe 4.5 or so, 5. This comes up 8.5. It's like I almost choked. And what did Baylor do their last game? They smoked UCF. And I know UCF is banged up and injured, but UCF is really an overachiever this year. That was a big, impressive win for me because they held them to 225 yards. That was their lowest for the Knights this year. I think this is a nice spot for Baylor in an upset in this football game, and I'm going to call it Baylor straight up.
Right? I'm. Go ahead, Matt. I'm agreeing.
I think Baylor is the side here for sure. And honestly, I think part of it has to do with the line makers know Utah will be the public play here. They're 7-2 against the number. Baylor's 2-7 against the number. The line is shaded because of that. I think if these 2 teams were both around 500 against the number, I think we would see this number under a touchdown. I think it's over a touchdown for that reason alone.
That's a great point. Yep.
Yeah, and listen, you got Utes. They played last game with Cincinnati. They crushed them. Looked pretty good. So you got that working in their favor. But, Matt, you are 100% when you're like, Vegas loves these guys. And maybe it's because it's close by and they get Utah money or something. But those games with BYU and Texas Tech and the way they're shaded is favorite every single game.
Every game.
Now, the Texas Tech and the BYU game, they did lose those. Those are the 2 losers. But they did cover all the other ones. So it's not like they're not gaining their respect over there. They could fade it and they're still 7-2 against Summer. But I like the dog. And Mark's saying doggy outright. We got to add him as an official show pick if we're taking an 8-point dog outright here. Baylor +8. What do you got? 8.5 here?
8.5, yes.
8.5. Baylor +8.5. There we go. That'll be coupled with our Notre Dame over 53.5.
Yeah, I do stand corrected there, guys. I said they were favored every game. They were the dog at Texas Tech.
No, they weren't.
No.
Utah, they were home faves.
Oh, they were 3-point favorite, right?
Yep, they were favored.
There you go.
Yep.
I'll eat my words. Take it back. Favored every game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We'll stick with Texas with Mar here, and then we'll get to the NFL question there for you, John. Texas 6.5 here versus Georgia. They were favored both times over Georgia last year and took losses, and now we're getting 6.5, a full 13 or whatever point swing from numbers, 9, 10, whatever it is. I like Texas. I like Texas here. Already, I mean, you're not changing me. It's a show pick.
Matt, what do you think on this game? I think it's the biggest game in the college card this weekend. What do you think?
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, it's kind of a weak card. There aren't that many great marquee games, and this is definitely the best of the bunch. I have a premium on this game, so I don't want to go too deep in it. But
we don't have to then, because we did a free pick on it already on this show. So that's why I said it's already a show pick. Maybe not for this one, but it's on another one. So you don't have to talk about it. You can go watch another video.
Perfect.
You don't have to get about his side on it. How about you, Mr. Lawrence? Anything to add here?
Well, I'm like Matt. I have a premium play on this game here as well, so I'm not going to get real deep into it. But I'll say this, that the one thing that works for Texas in their favor, aside from the double revenge aspect, the last loss being in the big championship game, the SEC championship game, in which they outgained Georgia. They were the nation's #1 preseason team. And when I run this in my database and I look at what do #1 preseason teams in the AP poll do, that is best role that they happen to be in the following year, it's this one. And it's basically when they are playing a team that has a better win percentage than they do. That's when they really rise, and that's when that being that #1 preseason team in the country shows why they were the number one team in the preseason when they get the attention of somebody that's a better team than they are, or at least favored against them. Now, you don't get Georgia losing too many football games at home. And, if Georgia loses this football game, but if Texas loses, they're out of the playoffs.
Yep.
If Georgia loses, I think they still have a chance to make the playoffs. They could, would it be their second loss? And they would be, I think they could. They could still be there. They'll make it to the Big 12 championship game.
3, you're out. 3, you can't have a 3. I don't care. They want to scream that they're a 3-loss top 12 team from the SEC. You can't have 3-loss teams in the playoffs.
No. So it's a big game for both teams, unquestionably. But Sean, I'm going to let you do what you do best and put it up as a play for yourself and for the team here.
There you go. It's Texas plus 6.5 again. We did this video the other day. Also, a totals included in that video, but you'll get the Texas 6.5 here as well. So there you go. And you want the best bets? Head on over to GamblingDrill.net. Go get them. Go get them. We give a lot away for free. Support the channel and the cappers in the show, folks. Go get them. Jacksonville and the Chargers. I'm a Jags and over guy here, John. The Chargers, to me, you got the offensive line problems. Not interested. All that being said, though, the Jacksonville defense is not very good as either. So I think we see points, but I'll take a home dog there. I like the home dog, Matt Fargo. Yep,
I'm with you. Like you said, the Chargers' offensive line is a mess right now. And that's going to be a problem with this Jacksonville defense, which is a little bit underrated and not feeling too good about themselves right now after giving up 26 in the fourth quarter last week, I think it was, against Houston. So, yeah, I think they're going to be fired up. They'll be able to run on this Chargers team as well. The Chargers defense is not great against the run. And for Jacksonville to have success, they need to run the ball. And I think they can do that here. I'm not going to say the wrong team is favored, but I think it should be more towards a pick 'em or maybe one. I think a field goal is way too much for the Chargers in this game.
I can make it 3 for 3, which would, I guess, then make it a show pick. But I like the Jags with you guys. There's a team that is really badly in need of a win. They've lost 4 in a row. The last 3, they've allowed 30 or more in each of the last 3 games. They got to tighten this up defensively here. But a win here gets them to the break-even point. And inside this division in which they live, it's not very much. I'm not saying that they're going to catch the Colts. No, that's not going to happen. But they can maybe rally around and come up with a second-place finish. I think it's a huge game for Jacksonville. And the Chargers, I think, can be exposed here. As Matt says, they have a lot of injuries, especially on that offensive line. They've done a nice job. The last 3 losses, they've won the yards in 2 of those 3 games. I think they're playing a little bit better than their record's indicating right now.
Jaguars home dog, make it a 3-pack plus 3 here with our NFL. Jaguars plus 3, Miami minus 2.5, and Kansas City minus a 3.5.
Yeah, this is Jacksonville's first home game in a month also.
Last one here. We've been here on just about an hour. BYU at home, night game, 3.5-point favorite over TCU. This was a 6er that's come down, Mar. That is why. Don't get 3.5. Be like, wow, it's 3.5. It opened up a lot higher, and the powers that be said, you know what? That is too many for BYU. The wheels are off the bus. There'll be no edging tonight. TCU or whatever they do. What are they? Flossing? I don't know what the hell these wackos do. All I know is that their second best basketball player is probably kicked off the team for a DUI the other night. He'll be missing.
Really? I did not see that. Really?
Yeah, the kid Davis is I don't know, whatever he is. 10 points. He's out. He's not going to play again for BYU. They got their honor code. He's out. This game here though, I like TCU. I think the lines come down. BYU. You got crushed last week. That game, if Texas Tech could move the ball a yard, they would have won that game 49-0. I mean, they settled for a lot of field goals inside like the 15-yard line. It was terrible. I was like, boy, am I going to lose this by like a half here, my 10? I didn't think I was going to cover. They did pull away. I see them losing this. I think they just lose out. It's over for BYU. The door is shut. No playoffs for you. TCU. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think. Maybe we make it a pick.
Matt, what do you think?
This is a tough one for me. BYU could come in, very deflated from that loss, but at the same time, they have. They have this game. They have Cincinnati. They have UCF left. They can win out and go to the Big 12 championship and win it and still get in the playoffs. So their season's not done yet. But yeah, the line move is. It's one of those where you want to take TCU because of that move.
Well, there's value with that move. There's no question about it. And I think this game's got. I know you just mentioned, Matt, you brought out a good point. They can still win and make the Big 12 championship game, but this is what you call bubble burst situation for BYU. Their perfect season was just ruined. And, 29-7 might look respectful to Texas Tech. It's still a bad loss, only 7 points, only 255 yards of offense. The thing of it is they've been outgained the last 3 football games in a row BYU has. So the cotter pin has slipped. And this football team, I think, is going to go backwards moving forward here. I can see them losing this. I can see them losing at Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And you never know what happens at Central Florida if they get anybody back. What if BYU ends up losing all 4 games to end the football season here? There'll be a hard time to remember that they were ever undefeated this late stage of the football season here. I think this is a great spot for TCU in this football game.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, Cincinnati – they're playing tomorrow. They're off a bad loss. So they're in a good spot to win. And they think, you know what? All we got to do is beat I think they have TCU and BYU themselves, and they get into the Big 12 championship game. So, yeah, BYU – and that's why I kind of like Texas Tech. That line was like a 10. You're thinking to yourself, how the hell is an undefeated team getting 10 points? Well, you just saw why.
Yep.
You just saw why. And Mark, as always, brings up the team not getting yards and somehow winning games. You're not good. That's going to catch up with you. It's going to catch up with you.
Yep. That's a good point. I didn't know BYU has been outgaining 3 straight. That's a great point. And I'm looking at TCU right now. 2 3-point losses against Arizona State and Iowa State. Their one bad loss was to Kansas State, but they lost a turnover battle 3-0 in that game. They outgained the Wildcats by over 100 yards. So it was just mistakes in that game. So realistically, if they played a clean game, they could have won that game, and they could have won the other 2 games. Yeah, give me TCU. I like it.
TCU plus 3.5. I had Utah over BYU because I'm like, why are they favored on the road versus team? Team favored over undefeated team made no sense. Then they got lucky there. They got out-yarded. They got abused by Utah, and then they're going on the road. I'm like, all right, I'll take Iowa State here at home. Good spot. Utah off a big rivalry game. Nope, they pulled that one out in the second half. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, not happening again. I went to the well 3 times against them. 3rd time was the charms. And then Tech took them to the woodshed. But, yeah, I'm not a BYU backer. Give me TCU plus the 3.5 here. All right. An hour. If you're still here, excellent. But we had to say goodbye. Saying goodbye. There's the Muppets Take Manhattan. There's a nice saying goodbye song in it. I love it. It's fabulous. They're on the train. Anybody? Mark's looking at me. Maybe your grandkids watch Muppet Takes Manhattan? Mark, no?
Well, Sean, my grandkids are driving cars, going to college, and I don't think so.
Well, maybe your kid. Well, I'm trying to think. How old were the kids in like '85?
Who's that?
No young kids around 1985 for you?
Oh, yeah, in 1985, yeah, they were walking around spoiled little brats, right? In '85.
Watching the Muppets Take Manhattan. Saying goodbye. Go ahead, we'll put it up on YouTube for you. I'll tweet it out. Saying goodbye. It's fabulous. Kermit singing, Fozzie Bear. Anyway, TCU plus 3.5, Texas plus 6.5, Baylor plus 8.5. Man, we're dogging it up here. Notre Dame over 53.5. I gotta say though, Mark, last time we rolled out a bunch of dogs, we were spaded. It was like we were like the sad little dogs in the Sarah McLachlan video, like "Come feed us."
Well, that was part of that NFL.
Day the last time we were in a bunch of dogs, and we got some in the NFL too with the Jaguars plus 3. Miami small fave 2.5. Kansas City -3.5. Those are the show picks. We did catch a push with the Jets yesterday here. If you watched any of our free pick videos on the Winner Circle YouTube, Jets were a push. So there was that. But there you have it. Matt Fargo, Marc Lawrence, Sean Higgs, wrapping up for you on a Football Friday. Notification bell on for the free pick videos. Best bets, top plays, Gamblers World. Marc Lawrence, tell them what's on tap this weekend.
Well, I've got a real huge college football 5-star game of the month going this particular weekend. A lot of good games. I think it's a terrific card. Maybe not as deep in college as it normally would be, but a lot of real good games out there. National Football League card looks real good as well. So load them up, guys. There's a lot of good information to be had. Check it all out at gamblersworld.net.
There you go. Big game in the year for Marc Lawrence. Go get it at gamblersworld.net. Matt Fargo.
Yeah, looking for a big weekend. For Friday, college football, NBA, and 5 college basketball winners. College hoops are a 15-8 run. So good start to the season so far. Big college card tomorrow. We've got 12 games going. And for Sunday, I haven't loaded my plays yet. I'm going to right when we get off. We have 5 NFL winners for Sunday. And, of course, college hoops will be on tap for Saturday and Sunday as well. So go get that long-term pass and get winners in all sports.
All of our top plays at gamblersworld.net. Darius says Purdy's back, so take the Niners. I don't think there's any difference between Purdy and Mac Jones.
Not much.
Not one bit. Not one bit, but I do like the Niners here.
Arizona. One big difference between the two guys is their paychecks, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mac Jones probably going to the Jets. Who the Jets signing in the offseason? Daniel Jones for $40 million or Mac Jones? Discussion for another show.
Yes, it is. We can talk about that when it happens, right?
Good luck, everybody. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys, have a great weekend. Good luck, and we'll do it again next week. Thank you.
Good luck, everyone.